This is Ken, a young man with a young man's interests. Football, mates, girls. Ken went out on weekends partying. He met girls. Sometimes Ken got lucky. Then Ken met Barbara, someone special. Ken dreamed about Barbara. He got tongue-tied when he tried to speak to her. But Barbara thought he was special too. So they started going out. And then to bed. Ken was so excited. Too excited. He finished quickly. He was so embarrassed. He must be the worst boyfriend she'd ever had. She was polite about it, but of course she can't have meant it. Next time it will be better. Only it wasn't. It stayed bad. The thoughts went round and round in his head. I'm a disaster. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Oh, she'll probably leave me. Everything reminded him of his problem. Especially a certain billboard along the M4. Maybe modern medicine would provide the answer. Ken went to the billboard's recommended clinic. He tried things to sniff, things to swallow. They all worked a bit, but nothing was spectacular, and they didn't stop him feeling bad and worried and a reject dud lover. So Ken tried something different. He spoke to a clinical psychologist, and the clinical psychologist listened. She gave him some facts that started to change his thinking about things. Then they talked about Barbara and what she felt, and Ken realised that he didn't really know. He just thought he did. And so they asked Barbara. Ken found out that while it might have been good to last longer, it wasn't such a big deal. What Barbara hated was how angry he got when it happened. So this led to a whole box full of ideas about how they could change things to make each other happy. And the psychologist wondered about looking at things another way. What if the problem was not that Ken was a dud lover, but that Barbara was just too desirable? Ken laughed, and Barbara smiled and enjoyed the compliment. And Ken decided that he wasn't going to trade her in on an ugly lover, so he would just have to manage. And the psychologist taught Ken skills for managing premature ejaculation, and he practiced them. Mostly they worked, and sometimes they didn't. And now, Ken and Barbara were very happy. Not because he could now last longer than a porn star, but because both of them knew that when Ken came too quickly, it was, at least in part, because Barbara was very, very hot.